On this first episode, we talk about coding and retrofitting options available on the Volkswagen MQB platform. For those of you that don't know, this platform started with the Mark 7 Golfs, the B8 Passats, the Mark 2 Tiguans, and the Polo 6C, but that was a bit of a hybrid between the older chassis and the new platform. Basically, a much easier way to remember is to look at the steering wheels and to look at the interiors. And as you'll notice throughout that chassis range, the steering wheels, the head units, they all carry over. So it's an easier way to gauge on what vehicle is part of what platform. Today's video is a simple one I've put together whilst we're in lockdown here in Sydney. It's just to highlight some of the changes, but not all of them, that are available in this on this platform. I'll put a link in the description to a list on my website with Now, obviously, this isn't for all Mark 7s and Tiguans and the whole MQB platform. Certain years onwards had certain features. Just depending on the year model, essentially. So what we'll do first of all, let me just move this camera over and change hands there. What I want to do now, if we head over to vehicle. Now, this is standard. So the boost pressure, the performance monitor options can't be added. That can't be coded, okay? It's part of the infotainment and the BCM modules and everything else that come with the car. So if your car does not have that standard, we can't add that. That's one feature there that can't be changed. So what I want to go through, though, now is these selections. So another common one, so as you can see, we've got the obviously the sport mode is this one, but we'll go through the off-road. So this is something that Tiguan's get, but any vehicle, Mark 7 especially, Mark 7 MIB 2 onwards vehicle with nav can include these off-road features. So it's pretty cool. Shows you obviously angle, tire rotation and stuff like that, but it also goes through and shows you your height, elevation. And another one you've got is that's a coordinate reading, but you've also got oil temp and water temp, just in case, I guess the more important information when you're off-roading, I suppose. This car has seen the beach and will be seeing the beach a lot more, so I might start using that in the summer, come summer, as we're in the middle of winter right now. Another, one of the most popular ones that I do for all my customers, as it gives them an option, is in the settings here. If we head over to, you'll see here, light. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but as you can see on the reflection, the DRLs are on. I'm in the off position, so the DRLs are on. One of the best mods I like is turning this off. So you've got no lights on at the front of the vehicle now. It doesn't sound like much, but as you get older and you've got the most common one I see is parents are in the car while the kids are at soccer training or whatever, and they just don't want any lights on, running the heater or whatnot, whatever. You just don't want the lights running in the car. It's an awesome feature. You can have them switched. You can have it switched off. And another common one that gives you the option. Let's just have a look here. So I've got here in closing. Here we go. Now, the audible confirmation of central locking. So I don't know if you can see that there, under opening and closing. So this is the Golf owners, and I think certain Passats know it as the chirp, the enabling the alarm chirp. So it's a quick little beep, beep, very quiet beep, beep, locking and unlocking the car. Now, unfortunately, some cars, i.e. this Tiguan and other Tiguans and other models, and non-GTI Golfs in the early Mark 5, Mark 6s, do not have this second siren or alarm or speaker or whatever you want to call it. So when you enable that, it does honk the horn very loudly. So we turn it on, and you can, if you're not sure what your car's got, you can turn it on to hear it and lock it. It is a loud honk, and it's obviously the horn. So I don't recommend this for this car that doesn't have this extra speaker attached to it. So that's not a feature I recommend for this car. Obviously, with the newer 7.5s onwards, is the lighting. So obviously, as you can see, I've now got purple. Now on 7.5s and any MIB2 screens that we can do this on and newer, this doesn't include the doors. So as you can see, the doors have the standard. Let me just turn the lights on in the car. So I don't know if you can see that the lighting's it's very dim, but that is white, and that cannot be changed. Obviously, I haven't touched a Mark 8 just yet. Might have some color choices in on the newer platform, but at the moment we don't have it. So I've Scooters, maybe there might be some Audis too, but right now on the Volkswagens, it can't be done. Now, depending on the model though of your car, I think you don't get, this is the highest color range. I think it's a 32 color or whatever it is. I think there is a 16 color option. Now, depending on your combo, head unit, and cluster, that will determine what you can and can't see and what colors you have the options to. So that can be done too. So it's a good little option when available. Now, traffic. Now, for the life of me, I don't understand why Volkswagen do not have that in Australia. It's disabled. We can turn that on. There was a bit of an issue in 2018 or 2019. There was 1 year model, specifically the nav update for that year blocked it, and we could not update it. So another awesome one that people don't know about, they don't know it exists, is I'll just look down here. So on the climate control panel, you've obviously got your heated seats. Now, I'm not sure if people are aware of this now. Especially in winter, if your car's outside or if you're overnight camping or whatnot, when you turn the car off, jump out of the car, overnight these reset. They go back to off position. So they start the car up like that. Another feature a cool feature we do is where we enable memory. So regardless, not for 10 minutes, just all the time. Now, it's the starting vibration reduction. Starting vibration reduction is designed for basically launching, hard acceleration, traction control system. Everything will cut in to try and control the power output and to give you grip. Now, what that will do, people don't know, they call it the wheel hop or anything like that. Changing these settings to basically disable it will not get rid of wheel hop. It will not do is it'll limit how much the computer gets involved with trying to limit the wheel hop. So what that will do is basically give you more power. So essentially it'll free spin, so it won't control the power delivery in a way. So it's the best way I can explain it. There are other ways to that can be explained. Have a look online about it if you'd like to see more information on it. But that's basically what can, the starting vibration reduction can be, that's what can be seen. It's a super popular, especially on the GDIs, on the front wheel drives. Now on the all-wheel drive cars, the R's and Tiguans like this, it's not a super common one. There is a traction option for the Haldex too, so it basically steps in. You can advise the Haldex system when to step in sooner rather than later, or how it is now. I don't know the technical terms. All I know is you can make it step in sooner. So for people that don't know, the Haldex does not run 24/7. As soon as it senses wheel slip, within a certain amount of time, I think, I don't know, it's a split second, whatever it is, and it sends power to all four wheels, only up to 50% of the back wheels. So as you can see here, let me just bring that around. So oil temp, car's not running now, so you're not going to see that. Let me just bring that right around again. So yeah, you're not going to, that's an option, so that can be added on. Here we go, look at that. That can be added on at that point in time. It's just that simple coding that can be done. Now, obviously, start stop. Now, this is for Volkswagens, for most of, if not all of them, right now. Volkswagens do not have the ability to reverse the button without hardware changes. So without putting a little chip in there or reversing it, we can't just code it. So it's off by default and on, and then on when you press it. That is the case for Audis, especially the A3 is super common that I do. I reverse it on the Audis, and it can be done. But on the Golfs and Tiguans right now, that can't be done. On the Touaregs, I think it can. Touaregs, whatever. Yep. I think it can be done, and several Audis models too. But on the Golfs, on the Volkswagens, especially the Golfs and the Tiguans, it can't. It's off or on. That's it. I can't. So I can disable the button altogether, and that's it. There is reports of a certain year model 2020. It doesn't work, but I haven't come across that yet. So once I do come across that, I'll have a look into it, see if there's a way around it. I haven't had that. So a lot of the stuff that I will work on and try to figure out a solution to is when I come across it. Now, if I don't come across it, it's very hard for me to do anything on it. Another good one to talk about is auto closing, the rain. So auto close windows when raining. I've been caught out by this. It does work. The coding does work for it, but let me put this camera up. Still getting the hang of this thing. It does work, but you'll have the issue where it sometimes takes 2-3 minutes of rain before it turns on. So don't rely on it, because it will catch you out. It caught me out. I had it on. It was I'll never forget. It was a freak storm that came in. I was out for lunch. Had the windows halfway down, just because it was a hot day, and I got back to a flooded passenger seat and floor. So, yeah, and I had it on, and I tested it the next day at home to work it out, and I had the hose on, and it took 3, 4, 5 minutes. Other times it works quick, so I don't want people to rely on it, but yep, there is something that we can do. Another cool one is especially for the cars with, all MQB cars with fog lights. Fog lights are a big thing, and one thing I like to do with the fog lights is enable cornering with using the fog lights. Basically what that means is under a certain speed, 20-30 k's an hour, just like best example I use at night coming into a driveway, especially with tinted windows. You know, sometimes you're struggling to see in low visibility scenarios. This will turn that on for you. This will basically, as soon as you start turning right, it lights up that corner of the car. Indicators, by default, they've got the 3, as you can hear it. You know, they go off 3 times. This can be changed to 1 to 5. 3 tends to be, I've played around with 2, I've played around with 4, even 5. Especially on the highway, just as you're moving lanes, I found it too long. So 3 tends to be the sweet spot. Trailer modules. So I've done plenty of those installs where we've, you know, they've installed the trailer module and the hitch, and we need to code it. I like to use the factory hitches and the system, mainly, especially the factory, the 2500 in this car, the 2.5 ton rated one with a 200 kilo turbo, I think it is, something like that. But it's more so the electrical system that comes with it, the modules that come with it. I've now got I've got that auto reverse parking. It ties into the ESC. It ties into all the other modules. Other trailer modules will not do that for you. Just realized I missed out on a few that I want to touch on. Is traffic sign recognition. Now, on the latest models, I think about 2018, 2019, roughly, there's a way to scan and recognize the model of camera you have at the front of the car. That will determine if you can or can't do this. Now, the only downside with the traffic sign recognition is for the speed limits and things to pop up instead of the GPS speed limit, or sorry, the notified GPS limit in the area. It's one or the other, and you can't change it unless you code it. So what I mean by that is, if you enable traffic sign recognition, it'll only look at traffic signs, speed signs, to pop up with the speed information. It will not use both GPS and that. So regarding all the features on the dash and things, so we can turn on lap timers, oil temps and stuff like that if it's not already on the car. As I said, all these cars are the same, so if the feature isn't there but it's on the Golf or it's on the Passat or something else, chances are we can activate it on any MQB chassis car too. I do want to touch on some exterior mods we can do. Now, with the MQB chassis, we can control many of the bulbs around the car individually. So you can see a lot of quirky stuff we can do with tail lights and stuff like that. On the Mark 7s, one thing that's common we do is the pace car indicators, which basically means on each side you'll have obviously the indicators on the Highline models or the R models in the Golf specifically with the two the inner and the outer indicator. You do have the ability to control them individually, so you have the ability to alternate instead of them. I will post a video of that up now. On that note, another common one is, Dean, I want more brake lights. Now, what we mean by that is, obviously, on most of the Volkswagen Audi fleet, you have the 4 bulbs or the 5, including the center brake light, across the back. Only the outer 2 and the center are the brake lights. We can have the ability to turn all of them on. So we can turn them all on. So when the brakes are applied, all 4 or all 5 lights light up, and I'll show a photo of that too. With that, now obviously a lot of the stuff that you've probably seen me do is custom when it comes to retrofitting newer taillights and older cars. We will be doing something on this car soon. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. So I'll let you guys all guess what that's going to be. But that's a bit of a rundown before I let you guys go on what we can do. So with obviously the coding side, the retrofitting side, that's what we do. We do some aftermarket stuff. You will see a few reverse camera install, stuff like that. That's sort of, I'd say, specific. We don't do the general stuff, but if it's very specific to these cars, like the flip up cameras, that sort of thing, we do them. And we will see a few videos on them going into the future. We will do a PQ chassis so that is the Mark 5, Mark 6 platform. The mid 2000s essentially till I think the last was 2015, which might have been the Caddy or something. That chassis cars, there is a bit of coding. That's where the coding really started in those cars. You had the ability to start changing things and everything else. So before that, it was more of a diagnostics tool. So what we'll do is I'll wrap this up now. Again, leave me some feedback. Let me know if you like these or not. And we will go from there. And I will probably see you in the next vid. All right, guys, stay safe out there. And yeah, I'll see you guys shortly. Bye.